Hi guys, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am back with my last project for the Scrapbooking with Me boutique, and I am featuring these stamps, and these are from Brutus Monroe, and they are called Shine Bright. And so this is something that I asked them to send for me because I knew that I have a 10-year-old son who is very obsessed with everything scientific. And so I knew that I wanted to be able to work with these light bulbs, and I have several projects in mind with these. So I knew that this stamp set was a good investment for me because I can make cards, it's the right scale for traveler's notebook pages, and then it's also going to be a major focal point on this particular layout. And so all I did was stamp them on some white cardstock with the black ink, and then I fussy cut them all out of that paper. And then what I did is I just took a colored pencil in yellow and added just a little, very subtle amount of pale yellow in the centers. And I started out thinking I was going to use my oil pastels, and they ended up not giving me quite the soft look that I was going for. And so the more I played, the more I didn't like how that looked. So I ended up using just a regular yellow colored pencil. And that was a much better look for me. So I just went through and kind of scribbled a little bit over where the coils of the light bulbs were. And I am using all of the different ones. There are 7 different styles of light bulbs that come in this particular stamp set. And so what I decided I wanted to do was I wanted to lay them all out across the top of my 12 by 12 layout. And then I drew lines where each one of those was going to be like it was hanging off the top of my page. And so then I'm taking my piercing tool, and this is from Amy Tan, and I'm punching holes along all of those lines. And then what I'm going to do is take my black thread and go back and hand stitch all of those lines for my light bulbs to be hanging. And then I went ahead and put all of my light bulbs on some dimensional adhesive so they do stand up off of the page. And so that's going to be the main focal point of this particular layout. So then I'm going to take this photo of my son, and this is what I wanted on this particular layout. And it's just a 4x6 of him dressed up for his literature day. So his school, rather than letting them do Halloween costumes, they celebrate literature day on Halloween. And so they allow the kids to come in costume of historical figures. And so my son decided he wanted to be Einstein this year. And this is absolutely one of his favorite costumes that he has ever had. I loved it. He looked so awesome. So I took that photo and backed it with just a very thin border of black cardstock. And then I'm backing it with one of my Felicity Jane papers, just in like a soft yellow color. And then I'm going to go ahead and create a title element down here in the bottom left. So everything else is going to stay pretty simple on this layout because I really want those light bulb elements and the hand stitching to stand out. And so that's kind of what's going to take up that top part of the layout. So I just need somewhere on the bottom of the layout where I can put a title. So I'm taking just some strips of yellow pattern paper as well as that black and white. And I'm going to layer those all up together to make a spot that my title can sit on. And so I've pulled out those big Felicity Jane alphas, and I know I want to use those. But then I make the mistake of cutting this element a little bit too short for the title, so that when I go through and try to put my title on there, it doesn't fit right. So what I end up doing is going back and covering it up with some additional strips of the same pattern papers so that it ends up being just long enough for all of my letters to fit. Excuse me. Because I know I want my title. I want to do the word Einstein in that big, bold capital font. And then I want to add some letters above it. And so I'm going to pull those out, and I'm going to use those to spell out Einstein. And this is where I decide that that strip is just not long enough, because as I start putting my letters on there, it's just not going to work. So I do go ahead and make it a little bit longer. And then I grab my Felicity Jane little puffy alphas and put the words just like. And then I do grab one extra of those light bulbs and pull it down there to tuck under my title. And I'm going to add in just a few of those yellow enamel dots. And I decide I don't like the ones that are on that side, so I do pull those off and go with just the ones around the light bulb. And that's basically going to do it for this layout. So I absolutely adore this stamp set. It is so versatile, and I have so many other projects in mind that I want to create with it as well. I definitely recommend this one. So go ahead and head over to Scrapbooking with Me Boutique. You can use the code KS10 to get a discount in the shop. And I will be back to see you again with another layout soon. Bye!